Hello and welcome. My name is Nora Jean. I'm a knitwear designer based in Bay Area, California. I'm from Texas, but I live here now. I also work as a oncology biologist, so that is what brought me to the Bay Area. But I spend every free moment that I have knitting, essentially, and I also sell vintage and other clothing from my closet. This floral set is available on my Depop and Vinted, and I really enjoy styling clothes. I love thrifting, so I love style, fashion, clothing in general, and I really love designing my own knitwear. I sell finished objects on my website, and I love designing custom pieces for people. I also love to design housewares like little bows for jars, decor, hair bows, which is not houseware, but bookmarks are something that I love. I think adding an aesthetic touch to something as simple as a book really elevates the feeling of reading, at least for me. I love to pick up a pretty book, the pretty bookmark, and sit and read, and I really think aesthetics play an important role in life. Beauty is, I hate to say it, but beauty is everything, and so I love to knit pretty much anything that can enhance beauty in life. And as I said, one of those things is bookmarks. So today I'm going to talk about a bookmark that I recently designed for a dear friend of mine who collects bookmarks, and she requested a custom bookmark for her. I want to showcase all of the work that goes into designing something even as simple as a bookmark. This has taken me months to complete. I have just completed it a couple weeks ago, but took some time to really block the final piece several times. I think 3 or 4 times I blocked this piece, which is just the process of wetting it and stretching it to size. But with lace, which I do a lot of lace knitting, and with lace, the blocking is essential. Like, you're not gonna get it to look proper unless you block it. Let's start from the beginning. The inspiration for her bookmark was based both off of her name and her profession, which she's also a biologist, and her name means new leaves, and we both share a passion of houseplants. So those were the 2 main themes that I wanted to integrate into her bookmark. 1 is leaves, and 2 is science, biology, something of that nature. Nature is the overarching theme. So I started by picking out a few patterns from Japanese lace books. I love Japanese stitch dictionaries. There's nothing like it. I mean, knitting, I love knitting of all kinds, but Japanese lace knitting is in a league of its own. So a lot of my lace knitting takes from the Japanese lace style and their stitch dictionaries. So I picked out 3 leaf motifs that I thought would be integrated easily into a bookmark. Some things, just the dimensions don't work for a bookmark. I mean, I guess any shape could be a bookmark, but I didn't want to design something too out of the ordinary, I suppose. So I picked out 3 motifs that I liked, and then I swatched them using the yarn that she picked out. And for my lace knitting, I almost always use size 1 needles and cobweb size yarn. So the first, well, I don't know which order I did these in, but I'll show the 3. So this was one that I did. I liked this one, but I felt that this part here was a little bit complex for a bookmark. It just appears messy. I mean, it's nice if you really, it's nice, it looks good, but I just didn't I felt that it didn't translate super well in this context. From this, I did like the leaf. I didn't like this, and the edge work didn't work at all. So that is one of them. Another one is this, which I do like. It's the same, I think all of the leaves are the same, I think all the leaves are the same, but this one has this edge, extra edging around it, which I thought was nice, and then could be repeated in order to give the DNA motif, which I did make this one. I did actually make a full bookmark of this because I liked it, and I'll show that. The third little swatch that I did was this one. I think it went this direction. So bear with me. So this is the way that it is written up until here. So that you have the tip of a leaf, and then this crossing, this cabling, and then I tried to do the leaf upside down because I wanted to do two leaves like facing each other, but it doesn't work. You don't get the edge definition that you get here. It just doesn't work in the opposite direction. So I tried, I failed. So that was my original plan, was to do two leaves facing each other. While this one looks the worst of the three swatches that I did, I was most inspired by this one because I really liked this cabling detail here. In the pattern dictionary, they have here as well, so leaf, 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 it's just like leaves everywhere. So I deleted the two half leaves that would be here and just knit or purled, I suppose. And then, so this should be all the same width, essentially. And then it pulls in because of the cabling here. So this, as is, would not work. So I decided to see if I could add a detail here. And I was still liking the DNA concept. So I tried making a DNA swatch of DNA helix. Well, this is not technically a DNA helix, but I found it in a Stitch dictionary and I've used it before, and to me it looks like it's meant to be DNA. But okay, so this one here is how the Stitch dictionary recommends knitting it. And then I think I tried two of those. Obviously this doesn't look very good. So then I made a change, and this is how it looks. So that was an improvement, I think. And then, so I did two sets of that. That looks way improved compared to how it's written. And then I made it smaller because we're miniaturizing everything for a bookmark. So I was very, very happy with how this looked. So this is my DNA swatch. So I decided to try to put the DNA in this section, essentially, between the two leaves. So this was one design that I wanted to test out, and then the other design was the one based off of this swatch that I mentioned already. So we've got DNA and we've got leaves. So the first one is just the leaves with the cabling around it. And then I also added the DNA on the edge. Now, these are not final products, so I did the blocking, but I didn't do the blocking to the level that I did for the final product. So I know that it's a bit messy looking, but this is not final product. So don't judge. So yeah, this is how design number 1 came out. This is design number 2. So here we have the leaf with, and then the cabling. I think I messed up this cable, so it doesn't look quite right. But we've got the leaf with the cabling, and then the DNA goes here. And that's all that's different compared to this. It's just I added that DNA helix here, and it keeps the width stretched out by having that feature there. So again, I had these two designs. They're both beautiful. I'm happy with both of them. But this one just, I felt was more special. So I decided to move forward with this design. But there were some improvements I wanted to make to it. I didn't like how it began and ended with half a leaf. I subtracted these elements. And then here I was playing around a little bit with the DNA, like the number of stitches and everything. I think I tried 2 or 3 different ways to do the helices as I was knitting this. So I figured out how I wanted to do it on the final product. And those are the 2 modifications that I made after knitting this sample. So then this was intended to be a sample of the final product. So here we don't have the half leaf, and then I knit 2 leaves. I changed the direction of the cabling so that it's a right-handed turn to match the DNA. And I was very happy with this. Again, this one is not blocked perfectly, and you can really see how important the blocking is because, you know, these are not the DNA, because they have the drop stitch element in the middle. It's really hard to get them to hold their shape, the shape that you want. And then the edging, of course, is not perfected here. So this is the final pattern that I wrote. And then I just really took my time knitting the final one because, I mean, nobody else would probably know, but there were several mistakes in here, and it's really hard to make it from beginning to finish with no mistakes. And when you're knitting with yarn like this, you're knitting something like this, it's really hard to fix mistakes and have them not be seen in the final product. Like if you stretch out a stitch, it's near impossible to get that back. And so the final one, I mean, one of these would take me about a week to knit because I do work full time. And I think I took maybe like 6 weeks to knit the final bookmark because I demanded perfection. And that's how I am with anything that's going out to a customer. It's gotta be perfect. So I have the final product here. I should have given this to her a week ago, but I really just wanted to show it on video. So thank you for your patience. So I have it in a book just to keep it nice and flat and preserved. And okay, so here is the final bookmark. It's a bit hard to showcase because you really need to hold it up against something, I think, to get the best impact. So, I don't really know where this came from. I don't know where this paper came from. It was almost like it showed up exactly when I needed it. Okay. So here we go. I think there were a couple of minor modifications from the previous sample. This one is obviously, well, not obviously, this one is a bit longer. It is a bit longer. Oh, that's right. Now I remember on this one, I removed some stitches to decrease the width, and then when I blocked it, I pulled too much in this direction instead of this direction, so I learned how not to block it, essentially, from this one. I didn't like the final dimensions of the shapes, so I added those stitches back in, and then when I blocked it, I knew to block more length versus width. And so there we have it. And then I added this little guy that will drape over the page, which I just think is adorable. This little leaf, it's almost three-dimensional because it's knit on both sides and then stitched together. I think it's so cute. And I think that this is as near perfection as could be accomplished. So I am extremely happy with how this came out. I am excited to give it to her, and I would love to make another one for somebody else. These are perfect gifts for readers in your life, especially people who love to read paper books, because I think the concept of having like a nice bookmark goes along with wanting to read a physical book. You want the experience of holding something, feeling the paper in your hand, seeing the ink on the page. There's a lot of aesthetics to that and appreciation of the physical elements that enhance the experience over something digital, or if there's something that has no heart to it, which I understand why people read on digital platforms or listen to audiobooks. I listen to audiobooks occasionally as well. Sometimes you just can't sit and read and do nothing else. But I think that these are a great addition to any reader, anyone who reads physical books. This is a great addition to their collection. I have a design on my website that is also leaf-based. I like a lot of leaf-based lace knitting. So if this interests you, you can go to my website. I'll have it linked down below. If this inspires you in any way, I would love to hear about it. I mean, inspires you to make your own art, inspires you to knit something of your own, inspires you to go buy a Japanese lace stitch dictionary, make your own bookmark, anything. Like, that would make me feel very happy. I am even thinking about how, something like this could be made into a ribbon to go around a hat or to wear in your hair. A choker. The imagination is the limit. Now that I've completed this bookmark, my next project for someone other than my own personal projects is a garter for a friend who's getting married in October. I'm making her a lace garter, and this is something I've been thinking about for a long time. I think maybe even my fiance came up with the idea. I really want to get into making beautiful bridal garments, and a garter would just be beautiful. So that project I swatched for in the end of last year and was in communication with the bride about what she liked and stuff. So I've already gone through that whole process. I like to stay ahead of the game on stuff that has deadlines like that. So I know exactly what I'm making. I've acquired a yarn that I think is going to be great for it. So now that I'm done with this bookmark, I'm going to basically make the prototype of that garter and get that ready to go, and then essentially knit that. I probably won't knit the final one until she gives me her measurement, because I don't want to make it too early if her measurement changes. So I want the pattern to be like done and ready to go, and just need to make the final object a little bit before the wedding. And then after that, I am open to new design projects. I have my own designs going, but I'm always looking for someone else to inquire about a custom design, because that's what I love to do. I mean, I can make stuff for myself all day, but it's another level to get to do something for someone else and get to work on a project, exchange ideas, and come together and create something that I might not necessarily have made for myself or just by myself. If any of this sounds like you, then please reach out to me on any social media. I am on everything except TikTok. I don't do TikTok. Actually, I don't do Twitter either. So not any social media, but reach out to me. I mean, comment below or reach out to me on Instagram is where I'm very active. If you're interested in acquiring this floral outfit, well, the red I haven't listed for sale yet, but I probably will. But this is a matching maxi skirt and button-up short sleeve shirt. It's a bit large for me. All the measurements are on Depop and Vinted. I didn't talk about the fact that I'm sitting on the floor here, but I had a long week. One of our team members was on vacation this week, so I was filling in for her on her experiments and trying to keep up with my own work and going to the gym every day. And I worked late every day and I am exhausted. So this weekend it's just stay at home, do some fun things like this. I wanted to style this. Maybe we'll upload some more things on Depop, which is the reason I haven't really made any videos recently, because I've been focusing some attention on getting items uploaded on Depop. I have so many clothes that I want to put up for sale, and then because I enjoy styling, I've really enjoyed pulling things out of the closet that I don't wear really, and that they've just kind of been put away in the closet in the for sale, like items I want to sell section of my closet. And I don't really go to that section to dress when I'm going out, but it's fun to go in there and style outfits around those pieces, and I get really excited about them. So like, I do like this outfit. So that's been fun, but that's why I haven't uploaded any videos, and that's why I'm sitting on the floor, because I just wanted to. It's just comfortable. I like it in here. And the living room, I have a lot of color with my decor throughout the house, and sometimes that's a bit much. And so I just wanted to have like a more basic background, and I was in this is our bedroom. I was in here anyway, so I just popped a squat. Thank you for watching. I would love if you would like this video and subscribe to my channel. I would love to reach more people, so sharing my videos is also much appreciated. Follow me on Instagram. I share a lot. I'm very active on there, so I always share what I'm working on Instagram. And that's all. Have a great rest of your weekend. Well, I don't know if it's a weekend. It's a weekend right now. It's Saturday. Hopefully it's a weekend wherever you are when you're watching this. If not, have a great week. And until next time.